What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the Road to Shows series. I'll be competing in my second bodyboarding show this year, and I've decided to document the whole process. I'll be competing in my hometown, Phuket, on the 8th of November. That will be the regional show. And the national show will be the following day on the 9th of November in the same venue. Okay, so what will this series entail? I'll basically be showing you guys as much raw footage as I can. I'll be open and honest with you and show you the things that I feel, my emotions, my nutrition, my training, and I'll try to show you a little bit of Phuket at the same time. So my current food and training. My current food, my calorie intake per day is 4,800. I dropped it from 6,000 calories, which was my off-season intake. So it was an immediate 1,200 calorie drop. And I can definitely feel I'm in a deficit and starting to lose weight. My current weight now is 110 and I started at 113. In terms of training, I'm training basically 7 times a week with one rest day, maybe like twice on a Sunday or a Saturday. So 7 times per week in the gym. And I also coach students strength and conditioning as well as touch rugby. So it's not like a traditional gym workout, but I sort of count that as a workout because it's either like high intensity cardio or still some sort of muscle activation, but to a slightly lesser extent. Okay, so my previous show experience, I learned so much about my body. And the first thing I would like to touch on was I was not lean enough last year. As you can see in the pictures, I was roughly 10, even 11% body fat going into that show. And obviously that's not going to win you the show. Ultimately though, I was very happy with the package that I brought, considering I put on quite a bit of muscle in that entire prep. Let's say roughly like 4 kgs of lean tissue. So even though I wasn't lean enough, I was happy with the way I looked. That is by far the best I've ever looked. So I did still finish second place last year. Obviously, it's not enough to win your division or even make it to the nationals. So the first thing that we need to improve on this year is coming quite a bit more conditioned. Okay, the second thing that I picked up last year. So it was my first show. I wasn't quite sure which category I should enter. So because it was my first show, I decided to go with novice. We're allowed to choose 2 categories. So I decided to go with the novice category, and I wasn't quite confident to do the bodyboarding, the open bodyboarding. I didn't think I was big enough. So I decided to do novice and classic. And I figured out quickly that I didn't quite have the small waist and the correct shape for classic, and also my style, my character is more suited towards bodyboarding. So maybe in the future I'll pursue classic and go down that path, but for now I think my character and my style is leaning more towards bodyboarding. So this year I'll only be doing the one category, and that will only be open bodyboarding. The third thing I need to improve on is my legs. My legs definitely need to come up, especially because I'm only doing open bodybuilding this year. You can still get away with it a little bit in the classic physique division, but in bodybuilding, the overall judging score is quite focused on leg size. So they definitely need to improve a little bit. In some of my poses last year, I could see that I wasn't controlling my abdomen at all times. Some of the some of the poses I could see that I was breathing through my stomach. So I need to work on breathing through my chest only. So you cannot see my stomach moving. And I also didn't have full control of my abs at all times, and especially in the side tricep, for example. My stomach looked a little bit extended. So I definitely think I can like bring my stomach in a little bit. So I'm going to be doing more vacuums this year, and I'm also going to be training more abs. Didn't completely neglect ab training last year, but it wasn't 100% on point like it should be. So this year I'm definitely prioritizing abs more to control the waist more on stage. So from the previous show experience, I realized that my body favors carbs and a higher calorie intake. I tried dropping the carbs lower at one point and increasing the fats and protein, but my body didn't really agree with that. My body likes it when my metabolism is fast. So the way, and I mean, this is person dependent, but in terms of my body, basically a high carb intake throughout the prep, and to lose weight and to stay in a deficit and continue to burn calories, just increase the output. So more movement, more neat movement, more cardio, and just consistent hard training. Just to stay in that deficit. Another thing that I noticed last year was the tan and the pumping up. So before going onto stage, I was excited and I tried to get the biggest pump possible before walking out onto that stage. So literally like 10 seconds before going onto stage, I was still like doing some push-ups there to get my chest flaring 10 seconds before stage. So yeah, I'm busy like doing a full-on workout a couple of seconds before going out. So of course my heart rate was beating faster. I was more hot through doing the exercise, and basically like as soon as I got into stage and hit the front relaxed, and basically halfway through the first round of posing, I was already sweating and the tan just started to melt off. So obviously I'm still going to pump up this year, but I will stop pumping up at least 4 or 5 minutes before going on stage to avoid getting hot and sweating at all. In terms of the tan, I think it's better to be a little bit more tanned going into the show or before the spray tan. Last year I was like completely pasty and white, so maybe I think getting in the sun this year, or even like applying like some sort of tanning lotion before, just so I got a little bit of color on me before going for that final spray tan. And the last point is this year I will stop my cardio and training sooner. So last year I was still training like 2 days before the show, and same with the cardio. Let's say I stopped cardio 3 days before the show. And when you're training and when you're doing cardio, especially like at that point I was probably doing like close to 2 hours of cardio a day, and in terms of my training like full out. So that causes the body inflammation. So if you got more inflammation, you hold more water, your muscles aren't as clear on stage. And I could clearly see this in my legs. Yes, I wasn't like 6% body fat, I wasn't peeled, but my legs on stage were completely washed out through doing excessive cardio and through not giving my body enough time to recover and reduce the inflammation. Also on show day, I was walking around a little bit too much, probably because of nerves and excitement. So I wasn't giving like my legs a rest. I was basically walking around for 5 to 6 hours before going on stage. I didn't sit down much at all. So yeah, this year I'm gonna try stay up my legs as much as possible. Lie down. I see bodybuilders that I watch, they shows they all just lying down, they're doing minimal movement. They're just waiting, resting, waiting for the showtime. So that is what I'll be doing this year, is just staying off my legs as much as possible. So yeah, those are some of the things that I picked up from last year. This is going to be an exciting year. I think I'm going to do much better. I know for sure I'm going to make it to the nationals this year. And of course, if you win the nationals, you have a chance of getting a pro card. So I think that's definitely on the cards for us this year. And yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along the journey. Okay, see you in the next episode.